Hey everyone, Ryan Lelf coming to you here on a beautiful Saturday night. I'm in Lubbock, Texas. The wind is howling outside. Maybe some rain and thunderstorms are going to come in. And I'm going to probably be talking a little bit softer and a little quieter as I'm at my friend's home, and many of the folks here are already sleeping, looking to really cash in on the extra hour of sleep that we're all going to get tonight. So in case anyone has forgotten, it is fall back. So make sure you remember that. This is volume 37, Wisdom from the Recliner. I'm sure you all know my name is Ryan Lelf, and this version's coming to you from Lubbock, Texas. And I'm going to say hello to everyone here in the beginning, and then I've got a few things to share. I wanted to talk a little bit about lifestyle. I wanted to talk about how I think the Hacksaw Ridge movie impacted me and affected me today. It was amazing. Just watched it. And then I want to talk a little bit about a discussion that I got in with someone on Facebook just a little bit earlier. So it says my connection is weak, but I hope everyone can still hear me. So anyway, let me just say hello to some people who are commenting. Hey, Angela, nice to see you on here. Hey, my good friend Wayne. Hello, beautiful Amanda. Hope you and your family are doing well. Hi, Karen. No problem, Donna. Sounds great. Hey, Michelle. So glad to have met you and Chris through Skype the other day, and can't wait to meet you all in person next month. Hello, Jeanette. Okay, glad to hear that you can hear me loud and clear in Michigan. That's awesome. Brooke Mayfield. Hey, buddy. We'll have to grab lunch or something sometime when I'm in OKC. I'd love to see you and catch up on life, or if you're ever in Tulsa, please hit me up. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lori. 2 Loris in a row. Anyway, hey, just a quick plug. The Hacksaw Ridge movie, which I'm not a huge movie buff. I just being down here with my friend in Lubbock, he is a big movie buff, so I've seen 2 movies in the last 2 days just since I got down here, which can be more movies than I even see in a month sometimes. I mean, I like movies, but it's just not, something I do frequently. But man, Hacksaw Ridge is, gosh, it's got to be one of the top 5 movies I've ever seen in my life. It is really powerful, very impactful, really well done. It's a little gory. Man, it was a little tough on me. I get a little queasy. Even after all I've been through, I still do. But man, it is a phenomenal, phenomenal movie. So go see it when you get a chance. I'm going to probably see it again just so I can see it with my beautiful wife, Caroline, because it'd be worth seeing again, just like Braveheart or Gladiator or, any one of the all-time classics. It's going to be one of those type movies. It is. Hey, Tracy from Tulsa. It was great to meet you at the IV room the other day. Hello, Wendy. Nice to have you on. Hey, Deborah, I'm so excited to meet you in a few weeks right after Thanksgiving at Phil's church in Alabama. That's going to be fantastic. Which, by the way, everyone, if you didn't know, you can tune in. I'll post again in the morning. I posted just right before this earlier today. I'm going to be sharing some of my story and speaking about God's grace and how that impacted this last year in my adventure with cancer. And you can hear that live on Church Without Religion's Facebook page or Andrew Farley's Facebook page. Go like those pages. Great information that they're sharing all the time, by the way. He's made a profound impact on my life, and I'm very honored that he's asked me to come down and share tomorrow to his church. But if you'd like to tune in live, the church service starts at 10 a.m. Central Time, and remember, it's fall back. So if you tune in an hour early and you're wondering where we're at, well, it's only 9. And then at 10:30 is when I come on, and I'll be sharing for 30 minutes. and it's going to be fantastic. So I'd love to have you. I'll post again, but if you'll go to my Facebook page once I get done here and scroll down one or two posts, just go like Church Without Religion. The link's on the post. Just go like Andrew Farley's Facebook page, and then just tune in to those. He'll have it up on Facebook Live tomorrow morning. So anyway, hey Kendra, Wealth Strong, that's right. But Bostic strong too, right? It's all about each one of us and our families being strong. Lori says, do you ever use matcha boost powder, Mirinda power, or tea? I don't think so, Lori. But man, sometimes I can't keep up with all the things that Caroline has me on or that I'm doing. So I'll double check with her, but that doesn't ring a bell, or I don't. There's so many great things out there you can be doing, but I don't think that's on my current regimen of stuff. But I'll double check. So great question. I'm assuming you've used it, or maybe you're looking into it. I don't really know much about it. Okay, moringa. Okay, yes, I know at one point in my journey I did use some moringa, and I've heard some really great things about that. And I think my wife Caroline uses some of it now too as well. So anyway, so I wanted to share a little bit about lifestyle, and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys and be real about eating and like travel. So when I'm home, I'm in a routine now. My new normal is, I eat fruit till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a fruit smoothie with my food herbs and amino acids and things that I put in there, and hemp seeds. Then I have a green smoothie. I eat celery with salsa. I eat salads, lots of raw vegan meals from Pure Food and Juice. I mean, it's not difficult anymore to even go an entire week and basically eat fruits and veggies only and raw vegan only and not even eat anything unhealthy. Like, it's getting to that point where this is just kind of the way we live. It takes time to get there. I definitely didn't get there overnight. And for those of you that have been tuned into my journey, Lord knows, it was a crazy deal trying to come out of a food addiction. I mean, I had crazy, weird things going on in my brain and head in regards to withdrawals from food and places to eat for months. And I struggled and fell and went backwards and ate a lot of stuff that wasn't good for me, even on my healing journey. And so it's definitely been a process. So love yourself, give it time. It's not necessarily instantly or overnight, although a year goes by pretty fast, and I'm very pleased with where I've gotten to in that point. So when I travel, I just try to think ahead, and I try to think of how I can still, at least be on a very similar path. So I brought a cooler, and I had lots of fruit packed in the cooler, and even extra fruit so that my friend didn't feel like he needed to go and try to fill up his house with a ton of fruit if he didn't have that already. And so I brought that, and then I brought some celery and salsa. I brought some hummus and some organic, non-GMO blue corn chips, which I haven't even actually eaten any of them since I've gotten here. But so I did great traveling down, and then it's about an 8-hour drive from Tulsa. I picked up my buddy in Oklahoma City. I looked on Yelp when we were going through Amarillo, and I found basically like a health food place, and that was vegan. I had an all fruit smoothie, and I ate a vegan sandwich on Ezekiel bread, which I allow myself to have Ezekiel bread occasionally, even at home, and it was just full of veggies and organic, non-GMO homemade hummus and tomatoes and guacamole and sprouts and onions and tomatoes. It was just wonderful. So did great coming down, and then this morning, my friends, his wife had made pancakes and bacon, and that's fine, and they're respectful of me, and I'm respectful of them. And so, but I had plenty of fruit, so actually I didn't eat, I used to eat pancakes all the time. My mom made them every Saturday morning my entire life. But I didn't feel any need to go into anything over the top with my friends. And, my one friend kind of made a joke and maybe was feeling a little bit guilty. And I just said, look, we're all on our own journey, right? Like, it's okay. It's not that big a deal. But they're fine with me eating fruit. So I had 2 big bowls of strawberries. I had bought 2 organic, cartons of strawberries, and so I cut all those up. And then I went through pretty much a whole bag of organic grapes, for over an hour or two, and they ate their pancakes and bacon and stuff, and we went about our way. Okay, so then, man, we went and hung out at a Starbucks. Well, they had basically some cold press, pure orange juice, so I just drank that while they had their coffee and stuff. Totally fine, great conversation. I'm living life. Then we went to my friend's 9-year-old son's basketball game and had a good time there. And, then they don't have to cater to me the whole time. So we went out to eat at this place, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and what I ate, okay? And I get it, but it just doesn't even matter anymore. Like, I can't please anyone. I never tried to. I've only been sharing my journey to just share. I'm not right. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have all the answers. I mean, there is a mystery to planet Earth. It's messy. And even as we move towards, say, health, or even if we move towards better relationships, whatever it is that we desire, it's still messy. And it's not, nobody's perfect and nothing is perfect. And that's just part of the beauty. It's like, I saw a preview for a great movie coming out in December at Hacksaw Ridge today with Will Smith in it. And I forgot now what the title was. It was like Collaborative Beauty or something. I don't think that's right. Anyway, but the title basically was saying there's beauty in the messiness. There's still beauty even though things aren't phenomenal, okay? So anyway, we go out to eat. I thought I read that it said chips, cheese dip, guacamole, and pico. That's the way I interpret it. So it came out, and it was basically chips with cheese dip with like a little piece of avocado and few little pico tomatoes dropped in the cheese dip, okay? Well, there were other people at the table, and I don't really eat dairy, like hardly ever, okay? But I allowed myself to dip in a few times, all right? It wasn't exactly what I was anticipating. I was planning on eating the guacamole and the pico and a few chips, right? So, but I ate some, all right, straight up, right? Well, then I asked them if they had a veggie burger. They didn't. I got a salad, no cheese on that, and dressing on the side, so I just used very little tiny bits of dressing. I didn't even really like it that much. It was a Caesar salad, but that wasn't enough. And so anyway, but they did have grass-fed beef, okay, which most of the time, and I may get to a place where I'm not even willing to even compromise ever, but if I haven't even had meat in, I don't know, in a while. Like, I'm pretty much over it. Usually I just get a veggie burger, but that wasn't an option. So I got a burger with lettuce, tomato, and onions. I don't like using ketchup unless it's organic, and they didn't have that option, so I said none, but I'll use mustard. And I ate about 3/4 of it, so I had some meat today, but it was grass-fed. I probably wouldn't have been willing to do that if it hadn't been. And I ate some French fries, all right? So it's interesting because I didn't really like how I felt afterwards, but I made that choice. I didn't feel like I had to or I was boxed into a corner. I'm just sharing, all right? It's just, and I'm still in this journey. I'm still in this process, and because I'm probably going to be doing some traveling, and when I get opportunities to speak and stuff, I'm still kind of figuring out how I'm going to basically live in more of the manner that I want to live from a food standpoint and all of that. But at the same time, I don't want to be a Nazi. I don't want to be awkward every time I'm around people I love and friends, and I'm not coming to convert them, okay? That's not the goal, right? If they ask and they want to engage in conversation about it, then of course we can talk about it, So anyway, that's what happened. And then I actually asked my friend on the way to the movies, I said, hey, can we run by Sprouts? I'd like to grab a kombucha because it usually just helps with my digestive system. And we ate earlier in the evening, which I liked, so I was done by about 5. And so that was plenty. And because it was not the most optimal thing for me, and because I know that stuff takes a little bit longer to digest, I've just chosen not to eat anything else the rest of the night. And then I just asked him if we could stop at Sprouts in the morning on the way to church so I could get plenty of fruit to eat before church. And then stock up my cooler, which I'll have with me. So for our drive home tomorrow, I got plenty of fruit. And I'll just eat fruit all the way home, and then I can get back into my routine. So I don't even really know why I'm sharing this, other than I just like sharing my life. And I don't want people to get this impression that I'm still not adjusting, I'm still not learning, I'm still not figuring out how does my new life work and how do I make it work. You know what I mean? Because I lived another way for like 35 years, and so this is still new to me. But I like my results, and I like the path that I've been on, and I'm so grateful for everything I've learned, and I'm still learning, and I love myself. And today, that's the choice I made with what I chose to eat, but I definitely didn't feel as good physically. I was fine mentally and emotionally because I knew I was making a conscious choice, and I loved myself, and there's no condemnation, and I'm going to eat with grace, okay? And I think I'm probably headed, though, to a place where, I just don't like how it sets in my stomach, and I don't have the same energy and vibration that I do when I'm basically eating only fruits and veggies or 100% raw vegan. It's just phenomenal. And so, but the more and more I just process through that, and the more and more I think ahead, then hopefully I'll be able to find all the creative ways. I may start looking into doing more of kind of like fruit fasting when I travel and see how that works out, where I just, it's easy to always get fruit. That's one of the reasons why fruit is so amazing, is because even in 2016, it's pretty easy to find a place to get some organic fruit, and we can go for days on fruit, so that's awesome. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, but I'll tell you what else it's doing. It's really making me think about whatever I'm going to do career-wise, whatever I'm going to do in business, however I go about earning an income as I move forward into optimal health. I don't want to be on the road all the time. I don't want to be traveling a lot. I don't want a lifestyle that makes it challenging to eat clean, eat well, and have lots of fruits and veggies, and make my smoothies, and drink my Cali tea, and have my food herbs, and get in my sauna. I want to live a very healthy lifestyle, and being at home a high percentage of the time gives me that best opportunity. So it's making me think about what kind of business model I want to build, and what kind of things I want to use to create opportunity and to reach people, to make a difference, but also generate revenue. And I'm thinking more about leveraging the internet and leveraging things from home versus me physically needing to go places. And that's so cool to me that, going through this adventure with cancer, and then I think about, man, that doesn't just impact my health, but it impacts the relationship with my wife, Caroline. It impacts the relationship with my children. Who knows all the wonderful, beautiful things that can come from the perspective that something like I've been through can give us. And that's what pain and suffering does a lot of times, is it helps us take a step back, and it really just shows us that we can be intentional, we can choose a different life, a better life, and you guys know, even though I may not make it crystal clear, I hope I do, for me, I believe in Jesus. Jesus is my source. He's alive in me. I'm led. I say it all the time, if it is to be, it's Jesus in me. And so I give him credit, but it's an active walk of faith. It's an active life where I am co-creating with God. It's not Jesus just, doing it all and I'm like a drone or a robot or something. No, I'm alive and well, and I'm a human, and he's not controlling me. And that's so cool, is that he actually sets us up to live in freedom, and he's cool with us making some mistakes along the way. He's fine with the fact that we're going to slop it up, if you will, and he still sees beauty in that. And I think it's very healthy for us to see beauty in that as well. So anyway, so I wanted to share that with you. So think about your lifestyle, think about your friends, think about social events, and start moving in a direction that builds you a life that helps you eat healthier and eat cleaner and make better choices and move away from the stuff that makes it harder. I think it'll serve you really well. That's what I'm doing, and that's how this adventure with cancer is improving my life. All right? So let me share a few things from the movie. It was really, really emotional to see how they showed the main character fall in love with eventually his wife. And I was really touched by this. I mean, I'm talking, my buddies didn't see me, man, but I mean this with all my heart. I had tears rolling down my eyes within the first 30 minutes of the movie, and it was totally because I was moved by the romance and the beauty and just how cute the guy and the girl was, and how much he loved her and how he won her heart. And I was so reminded of like what it's like to date, and I was thinking about Caroline and I in high school, and I was thinking about just, you got those butterfly feelings, and I was thinking about, how much I wanted to spend time with her, and I was always begging my parents to go over to her house again, and how I couldn't sleep at night waiting to just see her the next morning. I mean, it just brought back this flutter of deep emotion of just how I fell in love with my wife, and I'm telling you, man, I was crying literally, and I thought to myself, well, why don't we do that now? Why don't we go back and create those opportunities and moments? I want those butterflies again at almost 17 years of marriage. I want to be intentional about creating dates and doing fun, cool things like I'm pursuing her as if I haven't gotten her yet. I want to, I want to have those moments where it feels like we're falling in love together all over again. And I don't want to let the stress of life or the overwhelmingness of feeling like you got to provide for your family or dealing with hard things like cancer with yourself, and in my case it's my dad too, and raising 3 kids, that I forget something as simple as just pursuing and loving my wife, and how fun that is, and just the joy of what it can mean to just keep that marriage just thriving and alive. And I'm telling you, man, I just wanted to see my wife so bad tonight I could hardly stand it, and I almost just wanted to head straight home and just skip even speaking to Martha Church. Of course I'm not going to do that, but I just can't wait to kiss her lips, and I just can't wait to hold her, and I can't wait to hold her hand, and I can't wait to talk to her. And I'm not conjuring this up. It's real. We're not perfect. We raise our voices at each other sometimes. We don't do everything right. We definitely don't make enough time for each other at times. We let other things get in the way. Heck, we let you all get in the way sometimes, and we forget that me and her have to come first, even above all of you, as much as I love all of you and you love me, right? And I don't know where you're at in your relationship, maybe with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or with the person you live with, or if you're married, your spouse. And I don't know, maybe you feel like you're in a tough spot right now, or maybe things have kind of caused a disconnect or a separation, or maybe you're in a really great place, and if you are, that's just beautiful. But I just want you to know that I don't think it's ever too late for anything, and sometimes the most important things are right in front of us, and sometimes the people that we need to focus on and invest the most time in can simply be the person in the mirror and the person we lay next to when we fall asleep at night, and the person that we're doing life with, or the person maybe that we're raising our children with. And so I just want to encourage you to give it a chance again if you're not finding that real authentic love and relationship. Reconnect, take walks, go do something fun together, maybe turn the cell phones off for a few hours, look each other in the eye, and find that spark again and create that intimacy that honestly you deserve, and so do they. And at the same time, remember how valuable you are, and remember to love yourself enough to not be abused and not continue to let someone take advantage of you, even if it is your spouse. And be valuable enough to give someone a chance to be forgiven and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, stand up for yourself and love yourself enough. Don't be afraid or fearful of what might happen if you ask someone to stop being disrespectful or to stop treating you the way they are. And I'm just telling you guys, I am beyond grateful that I'm alive and that I'm doing so well. And I can't wait to spend so many days with Caroline and loving her and having fun together and raising our kids. And, man, I'm telling you, I don't know why this movie did this to me tonight, because I don't think it was really probably had anything to do with marriage and stuff. But, man, it just really touched my heart. And I hope my wife Caroline watches this sometime, but even if she doesn't, she's going to get the real thing, because I love her more than anything in this whole world except myself. I love myself the most, and then I love her next. And that's all because Jesus loves me, and because I live loved. That love overflows. And so anyway, thanks for indulging me in this mushy moment. But whatever God wants to say to you or speak to you or do in your heart about your marriage relationship, I'm just trusting Him to do that, because He's awesome like that. And you deserve to have great sex, and you deserve to stay in love and remain in love, and you deserve to have those long walks and long talks, no matter where you're at in your marriage journey or how long you've been together or whatever it may be. You deserve to have something different than what a lot of people have. You deserve something different than what society constantly tries to portray. You really do. You can have it all in the sense of an inner peace and an inner joy and an inner love. It can be real, and it can be real in the midst of some really hard, sucky crap that happens here on planet Earth. And it's all good. It's all good. Okay? So, anyway, man, I don't know if you guys can see, man, the tears are a-flowing. Crying me a river over here in Lubbock, Texas. We're going to be flooding at my friend's house. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is how I think sometimes we get so focused on others. And there's a lot of talk in sometimes the self-development world. There can be a lot of talk even in the Christianity world about, making a difference and living a life of significance, or being successful, or doing something great with your life, or, being somebody. And those things all sound wonderful and great. But tonight I got into a discussion, and I've gotten into a discussion with this person before, and I initiated it, so I'm taking ownership of that. And their belief around cancer is different than mine. And it was a healthy discussion, but it was really an argument, and it was a foolish thing to even engage in. I've done it before, and I already know where they stand. And it just hit me tonight. Ryan, stop focusing on others. Stop it. Just love others, embrace others, and engage with others. But stop focusing on them. And here's what I mean. I just decided to just unfriend myself, and to unengage and disrupt and interrupt that person's life. God is not putting a responsibility on me or you or anyone to try to change or convert any of His children to anything, to a belief in Him to a belief in anything, right? If they inquire about a belief in Jesus, of course we share the gospel with them. And of course we can share the gospel with all. But it's not to shove it down anyone's throat. It's not to convince them that we're right. It's not any of that. And the same goes for our belief around cancer or food or money or any area of life that we live in. And what hit me tonight is when we just focus on us and our family, there's really not any great rewards for that in the sense of what so many of us kind of seek. Like, you don't really get an attaboy for being an engaged husband. You don't really get an attagirl for being a wonderful, loving, caring mom who's in the trenches with dropped glasses that shatter and you got to clean them up right as you were heading out the door, or mountains and mountains of laundry that you felt like you just did like the day before and the mountain is bigger this time than it was 24 hours ago, or how you're going to pull off having enough time for your husband who seems to feel like he's getting neglected, and at the same time meet all the demands of your children and their sporting activities and their school functions and their homework, but still get them to bed on time, right? There's no attagirl for that. Like, nobody's getting on the internet and telling millions of people about that, right? There's really not a lot of glory in focusing on yourself and your immediate family and living this beautiful, great life. That's why all of us, me included, we're always trying to make our life look so great on Facebook, because we aren't getting any recognition. And the reason so many of us get sucked in to focusing on others is because it can bring recognition. It can bring recognition in a career. It can bring recognition at church. It can bring recognition amongst peers. And we find glory in that, and we find a lot of satisfaction. And I'm not suggesting that that's all wrong or bad by any stretch at all. But too many times then the price of being focused on others is we wake up one day and we've kind of drifted away from our wife, or we've kind of drifted away from our kids, or we've drifted away from making sure we're taking care of ourselves, like good sleep and good food and good exercising and those types of things, because we're so focused on trying to be a difference maker. We're so focused on trying to be significant. We're trying to live this grand life, or we're so busy trying to make a fortune or be successful or maybe we've gotten caught up in a cause and we found out about some corruption or manipulation. Maybe we've learned some information about the cancer industry or the vaccine industry, or maybe it's politics. And so we get this mission now, and we find this glory in putting all this time and effort and energy and resources many times into those things. Excuse me. And they seem so great, but I wonder how many times the price is marriage, and the price is connection with kids that's really hard to get back later, or the price is our own health. Trust me. Man, usually when I share, I'm really just sharing to my own subconscious mind, because I know I need to be reminded, I need to hear this. And if any of you out there benefit in any way and God uses it, well, I'm thrilled. But at the end of the day, I'm listening to myself talk, and I'm remembering what I've learned and this perspective that I've gained. And so I just know I want to, even going forward with, we have so many people that reach out to us and ask questions, and which we're honored, we're humbled. We have so many things we could invest gobs and gobs of time in. We totally have a worthy mission moving forward. We have, of course, an incredible story. And I just have been hearing the voice of God say, there's a time and place for all that. But don't get so caught up in the recognition of man that maybe you just miss a beautiful 3 hours with your wife watching a movie and just holding her hand and bringing that security in her heart that every wife and woman needs. Or don't miss going to the park with your kids, riding their bikes, even if it's the 4th day in a row they've asked, just because you are thinking more about trying to make a difference in the world. You know, at the end of the day, there's only 4 people that I care about in regards to what is said at my funeral. And I want it to be authentic, and I want it to be real, and I want it to be from their heart, and I want it to be true. And that's Caroline Lelf, Addison Lelf, Atlanta Lelf, and Arthur Lelf. And as long as those 4 people say what I want and hope they will say the day that I go horizontal and I'm no longer vertical, isn't that really all that matters? And yet, how many times do I find myself and my mind thinking more about, will there be a lot of people there? And who will speak? And what will they say? And what will be the difference I've made, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks about these things. But I just sensed tonight that there were moments in time where I've gotten caught up in all that, and it's not necessarily anything bad or evil or wrong. It's just we only have so much time in every day, and we've got lots of decisions in front of us and lots of things coming at us asking us for our time. And I just want to make sure I'm putting it in the places that I'm going to appreciate that I did that the most 20 and 30 years from now. And so, anyway, guys, I love you all so much, and I just want to see you living happy and well and loved, and I hope that you find this peace through what I believe I found through a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and just a freedom in the fact that He's not holding my sins and my mistakes and my failures against me. He doesn't even remember them anymore, so there's no reason for me to remember them. There's no condemnation in Christ. There's just not. We've all done dumb stuff. We all have, and we all will, and we all are going to do it, you know? So, eat fruit, do whatever you got to do to find a real, authentic relationship with a woman or a man, whether it be your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever you're going to spend the rest of your life with. It's messy, it's hard work, but it's simple. And it, to us, seems like the obvious thing to do. Make time for your kids. I believe with all my heart, all kids ever want is just time with their mom and dad. It's worth it. I know you don't get any attaboys or attagirls, but who cares, right? You will cherish that for the rest of your life, and so will I. And take care of yourself, you know? You don't have to fix all your health problems tomorrow, but start down a path. Love yourself enough to eat more fruit. Love yourself enough to work through, like I have this weekend, on how you're going to handle things when you get kind of out of routine. Love yourself enough to walk or rebound. Love yourself enough to invest in some coaching or mentoring, or reevaluate your friendships, and be conscious of how valuable you are, and don't tolerate anyone, no matter who they are, family, friends, whoever. Don't tolerate anyone being ugly, disrespectful, mean, constantly critical, or just plain evil to you. Politely remove them from your life until they're willing to allow God to heal them of their own self-hatred and their own issues, and be at peace about it. And don't think there's anything wrong with that, okay? I really hope you'll tune in tomorrow. So scroll down a post or two, like Andrew Farley's page. You'll love his content anyway. He's one of the top 2 or 3 people that has made the most prolific impact in my life. And you're going to want to hear what I have to share tomorrow, because that impact made a difference in how I was able to navigate through this incredible adventure with cancer and face everything we faced, including literally looking at death like right here in the face. You know what I mean? So tune in tomorrow. Like his page, like his Church Without Religion page. Make sure you set your clocks back tonight. It's at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning, and then I go on at 10:30. All right? Love to have you on there. For some reason you miss it, if you like his page, course, it's a Facebook Live. It'll be recorded, so it'll be on his wall. You could always go back, and I'm sure I'll share it too as well. And if you enjoy my content or enjoy these videos, share them with friends. Tell others about what you're learning. And I do have one thing available at healwithryan.com. That's our website. We're working on some things additionally, but right now we have for purchase 3.5 hours of content that includes me talking about how I overcame my entire greatest fear, how my wife and I both faced our deepest, darkest, most scariest fear in this adventure with cancer and how we overcame it. You hear from my health coach, Steve Factor. He basically explains how I've been eating, how me and Caroline eat now. Another health expert and friend of mine, Terry Tillert. And then you get to hear from Caroline, and then you get to hear me showing my timeline of pictures and telling my entire story. So if you're interested in that, it's broken up into 4 sections. Go to healwithryan.com. Brittany, the time zone is Central Standard Time. I'm in Lubbock, Texas, so that's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I go on at 10:30 Central Standard Time, and of course, it's going to be what would normally be 11:30 or 11 o'clock because we're obviously putting our clocks back. So make sure you move your clock back. Your cell phone should do it automatically. Just look on it, and then that's Central Time. But anyway, this is Ryan Lelf coming to you from Lubbock, Texas. Good night, everyone. Volume 37, Wisdom from the Recliner. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.